Hi guys, Ray23179 here, and today I'm going to do a mod review on the BiblioCraft mod for Minecraft 1.5.2. Now, what this mod does is basically for people who just want to clean, not really clean, I guess, organize would be a more proper word, just to organize up their items, because everyone knows that a chest can get quite cluttered, and it's not exactly the most organized or clean looking storage item. So you can also just use this mod if you just want to show off your items or anything, but I have some crafting recipes that we're going to go over in chests, and then we're going to go over how all the items work. So without a further ado, we are going to go into these crafting recipes, and the first one is the printing press. Now the printing press is iron ingots in the top left and right corners, blaze rod between them, wooden slabs on the left and right, weighted pressure plate heavy in the middle, and iron blocks across the bottom. Now I like that this mod actually utilizes a 1.5 added item for one of the crafting recipes. This is the first time I've actually seen that. Anyway, next we have the typesetting table, which is wooden slabs across the middle, wooden planks in the bottom left and right corners, redstone between those wooden planks, then iron ingots in the top left and right corner, and a print press chase between them. Now the print press chase is an item also added by this mod, and I'll show you how to craft it later. So yeah. Now in this chest, before I continue onto the crafting recipes, two things that I actually like to say is that most of the crafting recipes for this mod are really cheap, I guess, non-expensive. That printing press has to be the most expensive item in this entire mod because it uses iron blocks and blaze rods. So yeah. That's got to be the most expensive because most of the other crafting recipes are made of wood. And because of this is my second point that I want to make, most of the wooden crafting recipes actually have 4 colors of wood, which I really like because some people have a preference for oak, birch, jungle, or spruce. My personal favorite is oak, but some people have their preferences. Anyway, the bookcase is crafted by wooden planks on the left and right sides and columns, and wooden slabs down the middle. Next, we have the potion shelf, which is crafted by doing wooden slabs on the top and bottom, wooden planks on the left and right, and a glass bottle in the middle. Next we have the shelf, which is wooden planks across the top and bottom again. Wooden slabs across the top and bottom again, and wooden plank in the middle. Next we have the tool rack, which is just 8 wooden slabs surrounding an iron ingot in the middle. Next we have the label, which is just 6 wooden slabs like so. And then we have the lined cases. Now the lined cases, not only do you get to choose your color of wood, but you get to choose between 4 colors of wool. That's red, blue, green, and black. So this makes it so that you can have 16 possible combinations for the lined cases. You can do an oak case with red, blue, green, or black wool. You could do a spruce case with red, blue, green, or black wool, and so on and so forth. So I've just done a couple of variations for some of the things that you can do with them. But anyway, it's crafted by doing wooden slabs in a cauldron shape, your desired wool color in the middle with glass above it. Next, we have the desks. Now the 4 desks are crafted by doing wooden slabs across the middle, wooden planks in the bottom left and right corner, torch in the top left corner, and a feather in the top right corner. Next, we have the Redstone Volume 1 by your username, and it's not going to be Ray23179 for you unless your username is somehow Ray23179. I'm pretty sure it's not. But what it does is it just goes into the last login folder of your .minecraft folder or your Minecraft folder, and it puts your username in there. So yeah, anyway, it's crafted by doing a book with a redstone torch on top of that. Next we have the armor stand, which is stone slabs across the bottom and iron ingots above it. And now this is the monocle, and I have to say, this has got to be like the best item that they added in this mod in my opinion, because I just love monocles. They are so hilarious looking. Anyway, that's glass pane in the middle with 4 gold nuggets around it. I guess this is arguably more expensive, but then again, it's just 4 gold nuggets. It's not like a lot of gold or anything like that. And the monocle isn't really necessary, so yeah, that's the monocle. Now the print press chase is required to craft the typesetting table, and it's an iron ingot with 4 wooden slabs around it. Next we have the reading glasses, which is iron ingot in the top, with glass panes next to it and ink sacs below the glass panes. Next we have the tinted glasses, which is just the reading glasses with grey dye below it. Now we have the tape measure reel, which is 8 strings surrounding a dandelion yellow, And now the tape measure itself, which is the tape measure reel in the middle with 4 iron ingots like so. That's the crafting recipes. Now we're going to get on to the mod's items. So first we're going to start out with the bookcase. And the bookcase has its 4 colors of wood in case you have your preferences. Now if you right click the bookcase, you get into the bookcase inventory. The bookcase can store up to 16 books. It only stores book and quill, enchanted books, and written books that you like. When you write in a book and quill and you sign and close it, it can store those. But the thing it cannot store is just normal books. I don't know why this is. It just can't store normal books. I don't know. You just can't put them in there. The normal books that you craft with 3 paper and 1 leather, you can't put those in there for some reason. But you can move them around, and the thing that I like with this mod is that if you move the books, they actually move to that spot on the outside of the bookcase. So you can put them in whatever cool design that you like, and yeah, they'll move there. Now, a cool thing about this bookcase is that from the outside, you don't even have to go into the inventory. You can shift right click and you can actually take off the books. But as you can see, if I try to shift right click with the book in my hand, it doesn't do anything. You have to shift right click with an empty hand, and that will take off the books. So yeah, you can just like pull your favorite book out of the bookcase. And if you try and shift right click to put them back on, nothing happens. You don't have to have an empty hand. It's just that you have to have the book in your hand and you can't hold shift. Just do a normal right click and it puts the books back on. And if you messed up the place that you want to put them in, you can always go into the book inventory and put them there manually. Here's an example of a full bookshelf. Again, 16 books, and it does not determine the color by what kind of book it is. It determines the color by its placement on the bookshelf inventory, in case you haven't already noticed that. Now this is the potion shelf. It works in the same nature that the bookcase does. If you right click it, you go into the potion shelf inventory where you can arrange the potions in the way that you want. There we go. And you can have a cool little design, just show off your potions. Again, shift right click, you can pull potions off. Normal right click, you can put them back on. Here's an example of full potion shelves with splash and normal potions on here. Next we have the normal shelf, which I find is got to be one of the greatest items in this mod because you can just show off all of your stuff. Whatever you want. It's, yeah, you can show them off. So, you could just put any item in here. You can actually even put shelves on shelves. How cool is that? Anyway, I think you can shift right click. Nope. If you shift right click, you go into the inventory of the shelf, and you can rearrange them on the shelf however you want. If you normal right click, you can take them off or put them back on. So, yeah. That's that. And also, you'll notice that on these top shelves, they don't have that little stud on top. Hold on. Let me grab a shelf. If you look at it, you see this little thing that comes out of the top of it. These ones don't have it. That only happens if you put another shelf on top of it or another block above it. That's just how it works. It works kind of like fences. Fences just look like one pole until you put blocks or other fences next to it. I want to get rid of this. Next we have the tool racks. Now the tool racks can store swords, pickaxes, axes, shovels, hoes, fishing rods, and shears. And what you do is you can right click them, take them off, right click them, put them back on. If you shift right click, you go into the inventory and you can arrange them to however you see fit. They can also store fishing rods and shears. Just remember that. Next we have the label. They most commonly go on chests, but you don't have to put them on chests if you don't want to. You can put them wherever you want. And I guess it's just an easy way to know from the outside of the chest what's inside of it. So if you put diamonds in the label and you open it up, there's your diamonds. Now how these labels work is that you just place them on the chest. If you shift right click with an empty hand, you can go into the wooden label inventory and you'll see there's actually 3 spaces. So what happens if I put diamonds in the other spaces? It actually puts on 3 diamonds. So right clicking on it does nothing, but if you shift right click, open hand again, you can take whatever off and put whatever on in case you want to change what goes in that chest. Yeah. So you can utilize the 3 spaces by doing clock, diamond, compass, so you can have clocks, diamonds, and compasses. So next we have the lined cases, and I've done each wood with each color wool as lining. So you can have your stuff in there and show them off to your friends, and you can and people will right click them like, I can't take it out, it's not working. Well, actually you have to shift right click and it opens. I love the opening and closing sound. I'll be quiet for a second so you guys can hear it. I just love that sound. It's really cool. So you can open up all your stuff if you have like a party at your house. And yeah, you can show off all your stuff. And from their open position, you can actually take out the stuff by right-clicking it. And you can put it on. And you can be like, yeah, I'm wearing a chain chest plate. And then right-click to put it back in once you're done. And close it up. Oh, wait, nope. You just shift right click, close it up nice and safe again. Close. They must be safe. Everything. Anyway, next we have the desk. Now the desk is a pretty cool item, and now you know I had to craft it with a torch and a feather, so that's why. And yeah, the desk actually does have an inventory. It's pretty cool. If you go to the back of the desk and you right click, you get the wooden desk inventory, and you can actually take books off and put them back on, and as you can see, the stacks go away. Again, the color is not determined by which book it is, it's determined by the placement. You can also put a book here in the front, in the middle. Shift right click, take it off, right click to put it back on. If you right click, you can actually put a book and quill in the front, and you can actually read books from here. So yeah, you're actually at a desk reading books. That's pretty cool. Again, you have 4 colors of desk, and you set the time. Next we have these 5 items. Wait, there should be 4. Why do I have 2 reading glasses? Okay, you can put those away. Okay, first we have the reading glasses, and you can put those in your helmet slot, and then look, boss with reading glasses. You know you love my glasses. You know you love my reading glasses. I look like a nerd. Anyway, that's the reading glasses, and you can also put on the tinted glasses. I prefer to call them shades. I'm looking boss with my tinted glasses. Yeah. Anyway, that's the tinted glasses and the monocle. I just feel like I should keep this on for the rest of the video. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep this monocle on because I'll just look boss with this monocle. Even though it's not perfectly over my eye, it's a monocle, and it's a monocle. So, yeah. Those are those items. Put those back in here. And last but not least, in this chest, we have the tape measure. Now, the tape measure is actually functions as a tape measure. So, if I put this block here, it says starting measurement, and it makes that tape measure sound. If I right-click here, it tells me that the measurement is 21. So, I know there's 21 blocks between those 2 spots. I can also measure height with this. Right there. That's height measurement 3. Also, if you right-click in midair, it says switching to north/south, switching mode to north/south, east/west, and height. So now, when you take your measurements, it will actually tell you the orientation of your measurements. So it tells you that this measurement is facing north/south, and it's 18 blocks. And if you do this, it tells you that you're measuring height and that it's 3 blocks. I wonder what happens if you do it diagonally. Oh, it just says east-west. Anyway, so if you go here and you go here, it says east-west, 4 blocks. So yeah, tape measure is pretty cool. You right-click again and it switches to the absolute measurement, which is just a normal one, where it doesn't say north, south, east, west. Put that back in. Still wearing our monocle, like a boss. These are the armor stands, and a cool thing that I figured out about these is that if you hover over it, it says leather tunic, and it shows you what the item is. And if you rename the item, it actually puts that name there, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it does. That's the armor. I didn't feel like putting on chain because it's not really armor, it's just chains. Whatever. Anyway, now we come to the complicated ones. The typesetting table and the printing press. This took me a really long time to figure out, but I did. So, what you will need is a written book. You'll need books, doesn't have to be 64. Print press chase, doesn't have to be 64. Ink sacks, doesn't have to be 64. And button. And of course the printing press and typesetting table. So first what you need to do is you need to take your book that you typed. I just did this. This is a book made by me. It's my book. And go in your typesetting table and put it in this bottom left slot. Now it'll go in there and it's going to be red. Red means bad. We don't want red. So what we do is we shift right click and it will become blue. This saves the book as a database inside of your Minecraft folder. It saves the book as a database. So now the game is actually aware of this book's existence on the typesetting table. Now all you need to do is put your print press chases on here, and if you hover over them, it actually says 64 chases, and then here, yeah. Anyway, all you need to do is put a button on there, and push it, and it will give you a chase. It will give you a print press plate. And now all you need to do is you need to right click here where it says select a book. When you hover over it, you oh wait, I think you have to hold this. You right click here with the, well, just take your stuff off, and then you right click here, I think, yeah, and you can select your book from here. You have to click it just right, and now it says Ray23179 my book. Now that you've selected a book, you just put this down here. It's already a database. You put this on here and you push the button, and it will give you a chase. And now Ray23179 my book. It already has your print press plate on there. I can put these away. It says Ray23179 my book. So now my book has been copied onto the print press plate. You don't need the chases anymore, and you don't need your written book anymore. Well, you can keep it. Nor do you need your buttons. Now we move on to the printing press. And basically all this is a copy machine. So what you do is you go to this part where it has this thing up here, and you right click above there, or somewhere around here. Yeah, with your ink sacs, and it puts the ink in there, and it says 64 ink when you hover over it. Also, what you do is you go in here and you place down your print press chase, and you can read it says my book, and you place down books here, and the printing press will actually start doing something. What does it do? It starts copying your book. So eventually, a new book will come out here for us, just right on time, and you can take it off, and you'll see that it's actually a copy of what you just did. So it's technically a copy machine. Over here it says 63 books, and then once it makes a new book, it'll switch to 62. Wait for that. 62 books. You take off your book, keeps going. Now it uses 1 ink each time. Your print press plate is endless. You can keep that in there forever, but your books and your ink will actually run out. So yeah. Now you can have endless copies of your books, and it takes about as long as it takes to cook raw beef in a furnace as it does to copy a book. So that's how you use the printing press, the typesetting table, and all that stuff. So let's put all that stuff back in the chest. And yeah, guys, so that is the BiblioCraft mod for Minecraft 1.5.2. I hope you enjoyed this mod review. Hope you have fun with this mod and make everything organized and wear monocles. Anyway, the mod download link is in the description, along with a Minecraft Forge description, because this mod is a Forge mod. Please do be sure that you have that mod installed before you install BiblioCraft. Anyway, guys, those mod links are in the description. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff, guys. And yeah, so I will see you later.